Hey guys, Majora 15 here to discuss some more about the upcoming Zelda title, remake or Zelda remake of Majora's Mask 3D. Uh, if you haven't seen my previous video, I'll probably be repeating some of my same thoughts in this one. But, let's get started, shall we? Since I've been so excited about the remake, a lot of my actions and recreational activities have been based on Majora's Mask between art, music, videos, as you can see. But I've also been exploring YouTube myself to see other people's thoughts on Majora's Mask, and it rose some questions in my mind. One of the questions would be, or would they possibly do a Majora's Mask Master Quest? As awesome as that sounds, I highly doubt it because, in my opinion, I find the difficulty of Majora's Mask to be peachy perfect. Yeah, perfect because, I mean, if you haven't played it, I really suggest that you do. If you have played it, then you guys probably know that Majora's Mask is one of those games that has a lot of moments where you can be stuck at, if you especially if you don't use like walkthrough guides and stuff online or a book. I'm not sure if they, or I'm sure they do, but I don't have that Zelda walk or guide, whatever. But anyway, yeah, Master Quest on Ocarina of Time was really focused around increasing the difficulty of the dungeons and puzzles, and I mean, it's possible that they do that with Majora's Mask, but I really do doubt it. I mean, mirroring the world would be fascinating, but I mean, it wouldn't have much use other than that, because Majora's Mask is already somewhat difficult. But they did say that they were going to make it somewhat more understandable, and they're trying not to change the difficulty of it. So if they do happen to accidentally make it harder in the attempt of making it more understandable, then I would ask for Master Quest for those that have already played it and want something a bit more difficult. But I mean, if they don't, then it's not that big of a deal. Uh, Something else, because my brothers know that I'm a huge Zelda fan, I was talking to them too, to not just tell them, but to share some of my thoughts with them too, and they shared some of their thoughts with me, and one of the common thoughts that I had with one of my brothers, shout out to my brother Derek, Tone Def Left is his YouTube, check him out, he's a musician, but anyway, one of the common thoughts we had, uh, I told him about Termina that they're adding fishing into fishing ponds, and he said exactly what I've been thinking the entire time. How are they going to fit him in there? They got to move some things around. And of course I agreed with him. I'm like, yeah. And I'm still excited to see what they move around. And I told him that they were going to be changing a boss, and I asked him if he had to guess what boss would he say. Uh, he he didn't have a immediate answer for me, so that's perfectly fine. But I'm still rooting for Georg. And keep in mind, they said that they've changed, or we know that they've changed at least one. So they could have changed more, edited more, modified, whatever you want to call it. But I'm still excited to see what they've done with the new remake. And the graphics are, you know, gonna be better than Ocarina of Time 3D. And I played the first time I played that, I'm like epic. So the first time I'm gonna play this, I'm probably gonna cry my pants out because that makes sense totally. Anyway, yeah, something else I've heard and read about once I've heard it. Yeah, I knew that there were going to be differences on the new Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo 3DS, but apparently it's not going to be graphic-wise, so that does somewhat, in my mind, reinforce the thought that I mentioned in my previous video that one of the changes might be you can aim with the right analog. I believe that's the right analog. But even if it's not, I mean, it can't be too much of a difference, otherwise they might as well call them two different games. But that's if I have any more questions or thoughts, I'll be sure to share